Hello everybody, welcome back to another Mystic Islands video. Thank you guys so much for watching. As you guys know, Bitter Cold, our newest set, just released, and we have 3 starter decks. We have the Blood Skull starter deck, Goblin and Skeleton. We have the Rugged Spells starter deck, Mage and Dwarf, of course. And then the last one is Royal Navy, Pirate and Royalty Faction. And you know, I put a poll up on YouTube to see which one you guys want to see first, and you have spoken. Because we're going to be opening up the Blood Skull starter deck today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Took the wrapping off of it. It's very nice when it's wrapped like that. But right before we get into this, all of these decks are available on the Game Crafter link under the channel, as well as standard booster packs and foil booster packs, all foil cards. Booster boxes right here, and the Caster's Collector's Chest, which I will open in another video for you guys. It contains all 3 starter decks, but today it is Blood Skull time. So as you can see, this is the front of the packaging. Sorry about my lighting, I should be getting new lighting soon. So it has Bitter Cold, that is the set name right there. Mystic Islands, the name of the game, of course. That is the set symbol for Bitter Cold. That right there is a little hard to see, but it says HTCG. That is a little tag mark that I created for homemade trading card games. So if anybody wants that for their game to put on their packaging or whatever, please let me know down below. Hit me up on Discord or Instagram, best place for me to send it to you. And I have 17 plus as a suggestion. I mean, there's nothing in this game that's going to be extremely offensive, hopefully. So the Blood Skull starter deck obviously comes with the Skeleton faction, and that is the skeleton symbol right there. And the Goblin faction, which is a torch. The top, you can either name the deck something else or put your name on it. The bottom shows that it is a 36 card starter deck with 15 Chaos Crystals as well. And then the back has the deck list for you. So if you ever collect more Mystic Islands cards, which I hope you would, if you ever wanted to go back and just use starter decks against each other or something like that, you could rebuild the deck. QR code is to go back to the YouTube channel to show your buddies. So let's open it all up. Obviously these cards will not be sorted from the Game Crafter, but I did sort them ahead of time so we can have a little bit of a better video here. So let's get that out of here. Looking at all of the stuff that comes in the deck box itself, of course, one of the most important things is the condensed rulebook. So as you guys know, it's been a while since I released full rules for the game, and I'm really sorry about that. I also suck at writing, so I did my absolute best to make this as clear and concise as possible for you guys. And as you can see, it says version 1.0. So if there are any problems or updates to the game, obviously I will release new rulebooks and put that on Instagram and Discord. Also the website probably as well. As you can see, the rulebook is pretty standard on the front. Card name, artwork, condensed rulebook, Bitter Cold. The back, again, has the YouTube channel. And I'll just skim through it very quickly. If you guys have any questions or any clarifications you need on any of these rules, please hit me up on the Discord. It's the best place to really contact me for this type of thing. I really do appreciate it. And then you got some free space on the back to write your games down. But onto the cards. These are just some fun artwork cards to collect. I think they're really nice. And then the backs are the same as a normal Mystic Islands card. Next up, you get 1 common skill reference card. This is good going forward, or if someone is new to the game, to know what these effects do. Now getting on to the real meat and potatoes, you get your 15 Chaos Crystals. These cards are necessary to play the game as they are your resource card. And you do get the snowy variant right here. Very cool. And of course, regular card backs. Very happy about that. I think they came out fantastic. So obviously you do get 2 factions in this deck. You get Skeleton Faction and Goblin Faction cards. But you get Neutral Faction cards as well. You know you can only put 2 factions in a deck at a time. But Neutral Faction does not count as a faction at all. They're freely interchangeable in any deck with no consequence. So we're going to start off with the Skeleton Faction. First card is Skeleton Prisoner. Cost 2, 1 attack, 1 defense, and he has Frostbite 1, which means when casted, choose an opposing resting creature. That creature gets -1 attack, -1 defense until the end of the turn. Very useful card to get rid of pesky little creatures. And we're going to run 3 copies of Skeleton Prisoner here. Summoned Soul is your next card. Cost 2. Skeleton Faction ability. So abilities can be played at any time, and they use their effect and then go to the graveyard unless they are a permanent ability. Search your deck for a Skeleton Faction creature, put it in your hand, shuffle your deck, and then banish this card. Very simple search card, but very useful for the skeletons, as you're going to definitely want specific creatures later in the game. You're going to end up getting 2 of this common card. Skeleton Scout is next. Cost 1, 1 attack, 1 defense. When this card is killed, you may choose to banish the top card of your deck. If you do, gain 2 health. This is going a little bit against the deck strategy of putting things in the graveyard, but in a pinch, this could be very useful to save you. 2 copies of Skeleton Scout in this deck. Spine Chill Guardian is next. Cost 2, 0 attack, 4 defense. Every time this creature blocks another creature, draw a card. So obviously this guy is not very aggressive as he has 0 attack. So you kind of keep him around just to soak up damage, hopefully stay alive, and then keep drawing you cards every time he has a successful block. 2 copies of Spine Chill Guardian, super good for drawing cards and getting more cards in your hand, of course. Very creepy artwork right here. Stalking Skull. Cost 1, 1 attack, 1 defense. When this creature is killed, look at the top card of your deck. And then of course you'd put it back on top of your deck. A very simple creature, but very good to know what's coming next. We're going to run 2 Stalking Skulls in this deck. Cairo Encasement, another ability card. Cost 3, attached to target creature. While attached, this creature is unable to attack. Destroy this ability when the attached creature dies. So there is other ways to get rid of this card, such as Forbidden Spells or any cards that get rid of ability cards. But generally, this card will stay on that creature until it dies. Very useful. Just 1 copy of Cairo Encasement. Skeleton Enforcer is our first uncommon of the deck. Cost 5, 6 attack, 1 defense creature. This creature must attack every turn possible, and he is unrested, which means he comes out ready to attack or block. Super useful. Love the artwork as well, and we're going to run 3 Skeleton Enforcers. The next card is Frostbite, cost 2. Ability card, all opposing resting creatures get -2 attack, -2 defense until the end of the round. When this ability enters the graveyard, lose 3 health. Very useful for killing creatures that are medium range. 2 copies right here for Frostbite. Spine Chill Wraith is the next one. Cost 1, 1 attack, 1 defense. This card is pretty awesome. Fantastic artwork as well. When casted, choose 1 creature from your graveyard worth 2 or less and cast it for free this turn. If Spine Chill Wraith dies from a creature, you banish it. Only downside is you only get 1 Spine Chill Wraith in the starter deck, so a very valuable card to use. Definitely one you're going to want to pull from packs as well. And then the last card from the Skeleton faction is Warden of the Dead, the guy on the starter deck himself. Huge creature, cost 6, 5 attack, 7 defense. You may reduce the cost of this creature by 1 Chaos Crystal for every Skeleton Prisoner in your graveyard. So if you remember from earlier, Skeleton Prisoner is right here, you get 3 copies. So for every one of these in your graveyard, Warden of the Dead cost 1 less to cast. And then you can pay 1 crystal with a purchasable effect to cast a Skeleton Prisoner from your graveyard for free this turn. So once you get him out for cheaper with having Skeleton Prisoners in the graveyard, you can now cast the Skeleton Prisoners back for 1 cheaper than normal. Very cool combo, and I really like the Skeleton faction. But we're not done. Goblin faction is up as well. Here we go. Bloodthirsty. Cost 2 ability card. Target creature or caster takes 4 damage. You lose 2 health. Super useful. Very good damage. And you get 3 Bloodthirsties. I know you guys are very happy about that because it's been hard to get in the past. But Bloodthirsty comes 3 in this deck. Next up is Brainless Scroblin. So Scroblins are goblins that have resisted the cold, as this set is called Bitter Cold. It is an Ice Age and they've evolved to turn blue and resist the cold a little bit. So he costs 0, 1 attack, 1 defense. When casted, discard a card. So really how you play this card is it's free, except you get to discard a card when you play it, which might help cast Warden of the Dead later. 2 copies of Brainless Scroblin. Scroblin Cave Dweller. Cost 1, 2 attack, 1 defense. When casted, roll a 6-sided die. If it lands on a 5 or a 6, deal 2 damage to your opponent. If it lands on a 4 or lower, deal 2 damage to this creature's controller. So a little bit of a gamble card, but he does have good base stats. 2 Scroblin Cave Dwellers. Scroblin Warrior, cost 2, 2 attack, 1 defense. When casted, deal 1 damage to all opponents. Very useful, just getting burn damage. Just 1 copy. Fearless Scroblin, cost 2, 2 attack, 1 defense. This creature must attack every turn possible. When this creature dies, deal 1 damage to target opponent. So again, more bleed damage and more aggression. Just 1 of him. And then we get Trivial Spearman, the rare, for the goblins. Cost 2, 3 attack, 1 defense. When attacking, this creature deals damage first before the opposing creature. And if that creature is killed before it deals damage, then it is unable to deal damage. So basically what that means is if this creature attacks Fearless Goblin, the 3 damage from Trivial Spearman hits Fearless Goblin before his 2 damage hits him, meaning he would be dead and he would not die. That was obviously a very simplistic way of saying it, but basically Trivial Spearman is pretty good unless they get rid of him with an ability card pretty quickly, which is easy, but either way, Trivial Spearman is a good card. And then of course we're going to round it off with the neutral faction, as you get a few neutral faction per each one of these starter decks. It just helps your deck with consistency and other things. So one of the main things is Forbidden Spell. Cost 2 ability card. Target ability card has no effect and is destroyed. The most versatile card to get rid of ability cards in any situation, and you're going to get 2 in this starter deck. Next up is Shatterstone. Might be one of my favorite cards in the entire game. Cost 0. Add 1 Chaos Crystal to your stash. Then add 1 Chaos Crystal to every caster's stash, equal to the number of Shatterstone cards in your graveyard prior to casting this card. This caster may only cast 1 Shatterstone this round. You're going to get 2 of these as well, so the more people play Shatterstone, the stronger Shatterstone becomes, and the more Chaos Crystals everyone gets, and you get 2 copies. And then the last card to show off in the starter deck is Frost Arachnid, cost 4, 6 attack, 2 defense. When casted, your opponent must reveal the top card of their deck. If it is a creature card, it goes to the graveyard. If not, you put it back on top. And then he has Frostbite 2, which means when casted, choose an opposing resting creature. It gets -2 attack, -2 defense until end of the turn. You're going to run 3 Frost Arachnids in this deck. Very cool, big card. So there it is. That is everything for the Blood Skull starter deck. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. Please let me know down below which deck you want me to do first. I'll probably do another poll, either Royal Navy or Rugged Spells. Let me know down below which card was your favorite in this video. And that is pretty much all for me, so I really do appreciate it. Please check out the Patreon, the website, and the Game Crafter to purchase this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace.